Welcome back to Exploring the Spectrum, where we take a look at advocacy for folks that are impacted by the autism spectrum. I'm Steve Strum. This morning we have Trudy Ann Pines with us from AHRC New York City Middle School and High School. Did I get it right?
You got it right. Absolutely.
All right.
Right.
So I know we were talking a little bit offset. You are in the leadership, I believe, assistant principal for the middle school and high school that focuses on helping folks that are on the spectrum to get through middle school, high school, to integrate to society. I think that that's kind of a pretty good summation of your work. Tell us a little bit about the school and tell us a little bit about yourself. And I'd love to hear more about what you're trying to do to help those folks have a normal life.
Sure. So AHRC New York City Middle High School is a New York State approved non-public school located in Brooklyn, New York. AHRC Middle High School belongs to the education department at AHRC New York City. The education department has 7 schools, and one of them, and the only middle high school, is located in Brooklyn. We provide special education services for students on the spectrum and other intellectual disabilities ages 12 to 21. So when students come into our program, they basically are transitioning and they are getting ready from 12 all the way to 21 to adult life. We focus on individualized educational support in our classrooms. We focus on pre-vocational, vocational skills, internship activities, which help our students to be more socially responsible in the community and increase their socialization and community skills.
So when you're talking about somebody who's on the spectrum, right? We go all the way from somebody, and I know that the word Asperger's is not used much anymore, but we go all the way from a very low level of autistic spectrum concern to all the way to the high level, which is, nonverbal, limited functionality. And you guys serve the entire group. Obviously, some that may need more care and some more assistance obviously get a different level of care than some that may just have, certain tendencies on the lower end of the scale. One of the things that has happened over the last few years, as normal kids with special needs, adults, we really have gone through a very interesting social experiment with regards to isolation, with regards to COVID, right? And you being in New York, right, one of my favorite cities in the country, I was there recently when we were kind of sort of opening up, and on the surface streets, right, it was pandemic with masks. In the buildings, there was nobody in there, but in the subway, everybody. It was like there was 3 different environments that were occurring above ground, in a skyscraper, and below ground with regards to COVID response. For the kids and the young men and women that you are helping to integrate into society, what has been different for them who may already have socialization challenges?
Sure. So one of the services that we offer during the school, during the COVID of 2020, our school provided in-person learning in September 2020. When our students were doing the remote during the shutdown, they require a lot of assistance. Some of them, remote learning was not applicable or appropriate for them to learn. And so in September 2020, we opened the school for in-person learning and remote as well. So the majority of the students that came in person, at least were able to get back into the building, to learn the routine again into the building, coming into the building, learning in person. Our students, especially in the autism spectrum, do require to learn in person. And so that helped the transition, and it helped at least to maintain the academics and the transition skills. We did not remain closed for remote only. So at the following year in 2021, when students were mandated to open full capacity, all of our students returned. Some of the students that remain remote returned. However, they require a lot of assistance. The social emotional learning component part was very important for us to support, in addition to the academics. The internships, of course, were limited. It was more virtual, but the most important part of the school to address these students coming back from remote or continuing in person was the social emotional learning. We felt that we needed to address that in order for them to understand the changes that they were going through, the changes that we were all going through as a school community. In 2022, the curriculum, the school itself, the structure changed a little bit as COVID was less. And we were able to get more students into our building as well, and internships starting to open up. Not all schools provided internship opportunities. We did on a limited capacity. So we decided to partner again with several companies to have these students continue increase their socialization and community skills in preparation for adult life.
Well, that is fabulous. So, we all had some challenges, right? As we came out of COVID in this new environment. And then for young men and women that are facing that same scenario, but through a unique, not a bad and not a good set of eyes, but a unique perspective. It sounds like some of those programs that you have kind of helped them to get through what was a very significant event in everybody's life. For them, it could have been disastrous, and then allow them to continue to integrate into society. That is a fabulous story. If people want to hear more about your organization, whether in the greater Manhattan area or in the United States, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Sure. We have our website in AHRC New York City. We have several schools. We are AHRC Middle High School. They can contact the Vice President of Education, Christina Muccioli, or they can contact me. If any parent is interested in having their child attend our program, we are a state-approved non-public school. There is a process for students to be potentially considered for our program. And our program is provides a very individualized approach for our students. And we ensure especially that they have community exposure so they can be socially responsible citizens. And we also prepare them in their transition to adult life. We provide transition services in our school. We have 2 transition coordinators that are very well diverse into how to prepare our students to travel train and to increase their community skills, to increase job skills, interviews. So when they're ready to transition to, for example, a college experience program, we are there supporting the parents and the students for that planning or that value outcome to happen. And we also support students that are not able, for example, to attend a college experience program. We support the parents in communication with the care manager of that student, advocates to ensure that these students transition well. It is a process. It takes a long time, but we are always there working with the parent and the advocate and the care manager to make sure that all of our students transition smoothly to adult life. And we still keep in touch with our former students. I myself, as an educator, have been in touch with former students that graduated. I've seen them in our college experience program or adult day programs from our agency that they currently attend. And it is very gratifying to see them grow, to see them succeed.
That is fabulous. Thank you for sharing your wonderful story. We'll also make sure to hang your web link on our iwantabuzz.com, just in case people want to find it that way. And thank you so much for sharing the story and what you're doing for the community up there in New York City. Guys, thanks so much for joining us on Exploring the Spectrum. I'm Steve Strum. If you like us, share us. Remember, live with gratitude.